Oh yeah, my amigos. Yeah, boys. That's right, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the blog. Oh yeah. So let's discuss some things, my friends. I will say that, yeah, you can hear a little bit of elation in my voice. That is no doubt present. And the reason being is, number one is my allergies are finally clearing up. It's been 2 months of blowing snot into handkerchiefs and towels and squirrely, anything that I could find to clean up my allergies. Yeah, so man, I am so relieved. Finally, I'm for the first time 2 days ago, I was starting to use one nostril. Today, I'm still a little bit blocked up, but definitely not as bad as I've been for the last 2 months. Lately, what's been happening is about 2 weeks ago, I discovered that thing that Mo Norman always said, which was the feeling of greatness. For 3 days, I was hitting the ball perfectly straight. And that is something that Mikey just doesn't do. I've never had that before. And for the first time ever in 7 years, 8 years of pursuing being a scratch golfer, I started hitting the ball straight. And then on a Thursday afternoon, a couple buddies and I went to a course, Cypress Ridge in Nipomo, California, which is about 3 hours away from Fresno. And we played a big cash game. And on that morning, I changed out the grips on my clubs, and that completely threw me off. Hector, my club fitter, didn't have the grips that I like. I like the Velvet Golf Pride grips. They're very thin. They're dry. I like that because I sweat a lot. And he didn't have them. He gave me some grips that were similar, and they were good grips, but they were just really greasy. And I could tell they were greasy because after 15 balls on the range, I would have to wipe them down, where I don't have to wipe down the Velvet Golf Pride grips for about 75 to 85 range balls. So that told me something huge. I ended up changing them out immediately, like the day after I got back from practicing or playing in Nipomo. So we went and played in Nipomo. I put some pressure on it. I changed my grips out. That was terrible. And it ended up throwing my game off, and I lost the feeling of greatness. For some reason, I started hooking the ball. I think part of that was because, I wasn't used to the grips. And then another thing was I put pressure on the swing after only having it for 3 days. The feeling of greatness, I put pressure on it in a cash game, and of course, that's going to throw off your mechanics. So that was not good. Not good! So I spent a few days, probably a week, trying to get back the feeling of greatness. I just wasn't finding what it was that I was doing when I found the feeling of greatness. And I'm happy to say the feeling of greatness is almost back. This is yesterday right here. This is my range session yesterday. Session. Wow. That's what happens if you don't have both nostrils functioning, is you just bumble through words. Anyhow, yeah, you can see how I'm flattening out the club here, which is finally, for the first time, what I've wanted to do for so long, and I just didn't know how to do it. I will mention another great thing that has happened recently is my two buddies, Hector and Jose, are good players. They're both scratch guys. Jose, I think he says he's probably a 2. Hector is definitely maybe like a +1, who is actually playing to a 1 handicap. And I am a 0.4 according to NCGA. I should probably be a 1.2, I'd say. A plus 1.2, I'm sorry. But, because I'm always drilling and I'm always changing stuff, things happen. So, anyway, let's continue. We started a mock FedEx Cup between the 3 of us. We're going to put $10 in a pot every time that we play, right? And then we will play 10 tournaments. So at the end of every tournament, we put in $30. And then at the end of the 10 tournaments, we'll end up adding up the points and seeing who the leader is. And that leader will end up getting all of that money. So it's going to be a good amount of money. Unfortunately, they didn't allow me to record the very first tournament because we wanted to adhere to rules. And I think we should adhere to rules. And I told them there's no listening to music. You got to follow the rules. You got to drop properly. You've got to ask your competitors whenever there's a questionable call, questionable drops, yada, yada. And they told me, well, you're recording, so, are you adhering to the rules? And so I agreed. I said, I don't know if I entirely am. I don't think it's against the rules to record video. I know it's against the rules to watch video during your round. But I agreed. I was like, okay, fine. I won't record the video. So in the future, we'll see what happens. Because I think it would be a great thing to record the videos. Our competition, our mock FedEx Cup, but I don't know how that's going to move forward. So, another thing that I would like to add, my friends, is that I have signed up for the Fresno City Amateur. I will be competing in that in June. That's going to be great. I will record that. So that's going to be my first competition tournament in quite a long time. It's been almost a year since I last competed in a sanctioned tournament. And I'm itching to compete big time, especially in a sanctioned tournament. So, and then shortly after that, there's going to be an amateur tournament, a qualifier on Monday. So that'll also be another great tournament. I'm not sure. I haven't signed up for that one yet, but I have signed up for the City Amateur. So that's good. Oh, yeah. Bookings have been pretty good. Not as busy as typical, but I'm keeping up. I did receive my stimulus check, so I was stimulated. That was nice. And what else? No acting classes, no improv. So I'm finally starting to get back to normal for the most part, but it has been a little bit of a bumpy ride for about 2 months, especially because of my allergies. So I think that's it, my amigos. Let's talk about my swing a little bit here, okay? Let's talk about the old hack. So here we go. Nice setup. Using the mat, right? Somebody asked me yesterday, one of my old competitors asked me if I prefer hitting off of the mat. And I said, yeah, I do prefer hitting off of the mat because the time that you save is crucial. If you notice, so there's a shot there. I quickly grab a ball, right? And I load it onto the mat, and then there's no fixing or adjusting onto the mat. I just hit the ball. But whenever I'm hitting off of the grass, it is required to find the right lie so that it's clean. And so let's say it takes 6 seconds to find the right lie between range balls. Multiply 6 seconds by 100 range balls, or in my case 200 range balls, because I hit about 200 balls a day. You're talking about a lot of time, guys. Those 6 seconds that I could save myself in between shots is big. What I've done is I just eliminate it by using a mat. Now, I know I have to slide it onto the mat, but it doesn't take nearly as much time as it does whenever I'm trying to find the right lie on a mat. So yeah, I prefer that. Not only that, I would say it's more important for me personally is consistency in not having any interruptions. Not having interruptions for me is humongous because if there's no interruptions in hitting the ball, then there's no interruptions in creativity, in digging, in finding things that will help you propel your game. So if you're constantly looking for the right lie, that is taking up focus and energy away from you actually finding the proper swing, and that's big. I don't know how I can even explain that. Unless you beat a lot of balls, you won't really understand that. But interruptions are terrible Terrible, terrible when you're trying to dig deep and find something. It's as if you're looking for your keys in your house, right? You have an idea of where you place them, and then somebody goes, Hey, Mikey, what time are we supposed to be there? Well, that little interruption there takes up a little bit of your focus from you looking for the keys. And that stops the creativity. It stops the digging deeper to find the answer. And that's what the mat helps me with. Wow. I basically blocked up already. So just as I was saying that I'm happy to have my allergies gone, they're back. That's okay. All right. So, yeah, I definitely prefer the mat because of that. And I think that's it, my friends. How are you guys doing? Yeah, my amigos, that's right. We're back. Almost. Kind of. Not really. We're getting there. Yeah. This is my... you can see that my club up at the top, it does go to my old plane, which is my old baseball swing. That's the way it goes sometimes. But for the most part, I'm really happy with my swing. Playing a lot better, feeling a lot better, and overall just fantastic, guys. So that's all I got. Thanks so much for tuning in. I got a lot of content to show you guys. Give me some time. I'm editing. I'm doing stuff. Blobbity, blobbity. That's all. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon, my friend. Oh, yeah.